Hello, it's Christine here, and I hope you're having a great day. Today, we're going to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, and I'm sure that you'll completely relate to this. Um, Before we get started, I'm Christine Roberts, and I'm the CEO and founder of Create Your Best Life at Home and at Work. And I have been working in the culture world, leadership world for a number of years, have been certified as a life coach about 10, 11 years ago. And most recently worked in the advisory group with Disney on culture and how to take the Disney approach to how Disney creates the magic, helping companies apply it in their business. And a leadership consultant with John Maxwell, working with companies to create intentional leadership plans, company culture strategies. Basically, I love people and I love human behavior and why we do what we do. And so today I want to share with you a fundamental that is so important. And I know that you know this many times, the things that I'm talking about are things that you have heard or you know. However, I want to bring it to top of mind. So I bet you've probably heard the expression that you are the average of the five people that you spend your time with, or the five people that you spend your time with, you are the average of those people. And, I speak on, when I speak to organizations, this component today that we're going to talk about is a small piece of it. So it's going to be short. We're going to try to be short and sweet. And I always have people come up to me and talk to me about this particular topic. And so, have you ever thought about or had an awareness of who you're hanging out with and how those people impact your life? There's this thing that I learned listening to a podcast one time, and it was about the 2 minute, 2 hour, 2 day people. And just to step back a second and share a story. When I was a kid, I was on the gymnastic team, and there was another friend that was on the gymnastic team in high school. It was a varsity gymnastic team, and I'm going to say her name was Linda. And Linda was an awesome person, and she was she was just a really good person, but she really dominated. Like, I was kind of her security blanket. I was the person that she didn't really interact with a lot of other people, and she just was a really she looked to me as someone who made her feel safe. And I mean, that's a real compliment, right? I mean, you may have someone in your life that they just really, they love your company and they love being around you. But what was happening is I felt this pressure to be with her and to be her security blanket. And, I felt this obligation to her because she didn't have a lot of friends. And she was a good person, but she didn't want to make any effort to make friends. She really her attitude in life was pretty gloomy. And so I found myself kind of getting like, when we were together, I would like my energy was very low. But it's kind of like, I felt guilty because I felt like I wanted to be there for her, right? We want to be there for other people, and that is so true. But something that really changed my life and the trajectory in that situation, I was in high school and I was becoming isolated from other people because I was Linda's security blanket. And my coach, my gymnastic coach, the varsity coach, she took me aside and she said to me, "Christine, I want to talk to you about your relationship with Linda." She said, "I've observed that when you are with Linda, you are not your best self. You are, you're not living up to your potential, and you're not your best self." And she gave me permission to, not remove myself completely, but to limit exposure with Linda. And it was so liberating. I tell you what, I remember as a teenager, having my coach tell me that and point that out to me, which I knew, but I was getting sucked into this relationship that wasn't healthy for me. And so having that permission from my coach and her pointing that out really opened my eyes and brought this awareness that I need to put distance there. And so when you think about yourself, there's, like I said, there's this, I'm trying to do this, to move this thing here. I want you to think about yourself and who you are hanging out with. Are the people that you're hanging out with, are they bringing out the best in you? Are they allowing you to be the best version of yourself? And so you see here, it says, surround yourself with people who make you a better person. And let me kind of give you some context with the 2 minute, 2 hour, 2 day people. So I want you to envision like a circle. Inside the circle are all these dots. And you may have heard me talk about this before, but I think it's so powerful. Inside the circle are all these dots, and the dots represent the people in your life. Now, underneath this circle, there are 3 spouts with 3 buckets. There's a 2 minute bucket, a 2 hour bucket, and a 2 day bucket. Make sure you're putting all these dots, all these people in the right buckets, because you don't want to spend 2 days with a 2 minute person, because the 2 minute person will suck the life out of you. And again, the story relating back to Linda, sometimes we can just be in these relationships and either it's someone we're related to. This story, a friend of mine, she had shared this whole idea with her hairdresser, and her hairdresser started crying. And she was very surprised. And she said, why are you, what's going on? And her hairdresser said that there was a family member that, again, she was that person's security blanket. And as much as she wanted to be there for that person, they were just sucking the life out of her. And it's like she had an awakening, an awareness with this discussion that she needed to change something, because when someone is, now here's the difference, right? You know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about when someone's going through a difficult time and they need support. I'm talking about the situations where it's just not healthy. And that person, as much as you try to positively influence them, you can't change anyone else but you. You can only change yourself. So when you've got situations with people that really you notice, like when you leave them, you're drained, you're in a negative state. I want you to pay attention to that. Now, so it's very important, again, to be intentional with who you surround yourself with. But here's something I want to ask you that can be very convicting. I know it has been for me. Are you the 2 minute person? Are you the person that constantly is focusing on all the negative stuff? When you get into conversations, you light up when there's injustices and you want to just go to town. It's okay. It's okay if you want to get on a rant about something, but don't let that define you. And I'll tell you what, I know I've been a 2 minute person. I've recognized there have been times when I have gotten into a negative state and I catch myself and I realize that I'm just bitching and complaining. And it's so easy to do that. It's so easy. Our culture, think about it. Everything, so much of what we hear and we see is negative stuff. We have to be intentional about what we allow into our mind and spirit so that we don't get into that negative state. But it's important to pay attention when you do and snap out of it, because there is so many great things going on in this world. There are so many wonderful people. And I believe that way more great things are going on than the bad things. Now, you probably don't think that, because if you watch anything on television, it's all this negative stuff. But that's not all the world. That is not reality. You have to take charge of what you feed your mind. Just like our body, you feed your body healthy food, you will have a healthy body. If you feed your mind healthy messages, healthy information, you'll have a healthy mind. And so getting around people who add value to your life, bring out the best in you, help you to see, help you to dream big, encourage your dreams. Get intentional about that. Sit down and think about who the people are that you hang out with. And it doesn't mean that you suddenly, make a big deal about it and break up with them. It's called limited exposure. You can just reallocate time and limit exposure with those people that are the Debbie Downers. And if it's you that's the Debbie Downer, actually in my coaching program, that's one of the key elements when we first start out. It's called the no complaint contract. And it's so great because it raises awareness to thought, right? Like, when you do a food log, you start noticing like things that you didn't think you ate anything bad, but then you realize that you do. The no complaint contract is such a cool tool because it raises awareness to what you're talking about, what you're saying, the words coming out of your mouth. And so that is very important. So I would love for you to comment below, comment about, if you're going to be intentional. Do you feel like there's relationships that you want to limit exposure? And if you are taking the time to look in the mirror and see what you can do to improve, and what you consider yourself a 2-minute, 2-hour, or 2-day person. And so I want to leave you with this quote by Daniel Gilmer. I'm going to read this, and I want you to really listen to this. Surround yourself with positive people. Free yourself from negative people. Spend time with nice people who are smart, driven, and like-minded. Relationships should help you, not hurt you. Surround yourself with people who reflect the person you want to be. Choose friends who are proud to know that you are proud to know. People you admire who love and respect you. People who make your day a little brighter simply by being in it. Life is too short to spend time with people who suck the happiness out of you. When you free yourself from negative people, you free yourself to be you. And being you is the only way to truly live. So here's the thing I want you to do. Here's the 3 things I want you to do. I want you to pay attention to your thoughts. Just pay attention to your thoughts. It's fascinating when you start paying attention to what you're thinking about. And I want you to talk to yourself and not listen to yourself, because there's some crazy stuff that can go on in there, right? I want you to be intentional with relationships. I want you to sit down and write out on a piece of paper, who is it that you hang out with, and determine which relationships you feel like are healthier. If there's people, just like mentors, coaches, guides, find people that you're like, you know what? I want to hang out with those people, and be intentional. And then don't you be the 2-minute person. So when you're going through this process, raise awareness to your own thoughts and your words and how you show up for others. And I want to invite you. We have a 12-week program that started, and we got a wait list going on. And it's been so amazing seeing transformation with people that can feel stuck. So I work with anyone, but I really target professional women who feel stuck, who want to take charge of their life, prioritize what's most important, make confident decisions to move your life in a forward direction, both at home and at work. I've worked in the corporate environment. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I've got my mastermind sisters, and it's like, I really just want you to know that it's possible. It's possible to create a life of joy, peace, fulfillment. But sometimes it feels hard, and sometimes we need a guide. I know for myself personally, I have invested in myself with coaches for different things, trainers, because ultimately, when I'm the best that I can be, then my cup is overflowing and I can do things for other people. And if you're stuck and you're feeling lost, then you're not showing up the best for others. And so give me a call. I've got a QR code here that you can click on, or go to my website, christinemroberts.com, and we have one-on-one free consultations. I would love to talk to you. So that is it for today. Put down in the comments if this added value for your life, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.